Hello guys, and welcome back to the Dragon's Den. I am your host, Ice Dragon King, and today, today, what's going to happen today? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I am going to tell you the story of the Deep Sea Diver, of how he came to Ark Survival. The day he found himself in Ark. And tomorrow we will hear from the diver himself. I will be showing you exactly how he got here. But also, I'm going to be telling you about a brand new server I just found. And it's called Fibercraft 100X. It's a PvE server, and honestly, I've had a chat with the admin of this server. He is so nice. He's really nice. I believe, don't quote me on this though, but I think you get a starter pack the moment you join. But of course, he's helping me make another shop. And you probably remember, so hang on, what happened to your last server you were on? Jurassic World? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know. It's gone. It's been, I'm pretty damn sure it's been deleted. I can't find it anywhere. I'm sad to say. The owner has deleted it. I'm pretty sure he's kept his own. But I don't know. I'm sad to say that shop, that server is gone. Permanently. So, to give you an idea, this is the new server I'm on, and no, I'm not admin, and I don't want to be. We're back in the usual spot, in the cave. If you want to do this, I will be really glad to have some help. And I mean, really glad to have some help. You know how much work it goes into making these things? To making a shop without being in GCM? A lot. But enough of me rambling about the old server. You've come on today to see about what's going on with the Deep Sea Diver. How he found himself in Ark. Well, sit back, relax, and enjoy the story of the Deep Sea Diver. Narrated by me. I will be doing the narration, telling you what happened. Deep Sea Diver will not be joining us today. I will be the only one here. I will be telling you what happened, of how he got here. For tomorrow, we will be showing you everything about him. He'll be showing you all his tips and tricks of how he became the greatest fisherman or the best deep sea diver there ever was. So, he was born in the 1800s. He found himself beguiled by beauty and culture, but he was not interested in any of that. I mean, not that interested in. The one thing that kept him going through life was the thought of going to the sea. In those days, they didn't know what a deep sea diver was. Not a clue. But he said to himself, I want to be the greatest diver there ever was. And his parents, well, was a bit loony, a bit strange. So they sent him off to be examined by some people to see what was wrong with him. And they found nothing. The doctors couldn't really think what was wrong with him. They couldn't find nothing wrong with him, nothing out of the ordinary. He just loved the sea. So they told him, if you love the sea so much, why don't you become a sailor? So he jumped aboard a ship bound for India, and he fell in love with the ocean. And I mean, he fell in love with it. He could not get enough of it. And hearing the tales of mermaids and all sorts of mythical creatures back in those days. We call them mythical now because we've never believed in that sort of thing. But back then, sailors come from throughout the world saying about magical creatures they have found. So, when he grew up, when he was 15 years old, he was sent onto his very first ship. That's when his love began. That was when he decided that it was time for him to... I'm so sorry. I will be right back. Yes! Alright. Got it. So sorry about that. So, as I was saying, he fell in love with the sea the moment he felt it on his face. So, through the years he became more and more interested in the sea. He actually, by the time he was 25 years old, he was captaining his very own ship. And he named it the Brahmi Sea. He called it the Brahmi Sea. And that is when he found himself once again. He found something that he never thought he would see. A giant whale. For all his years of being on the sea, he never seen something so gigantic. He was impressed and scared at the same time. So you know what he did? He jumped off his ship to take a look at this magnificent creature. But not knowing that this monstrosity was just immense. It was just absolutely huge. They've never seen anything like it. Little did he know, there was a shark not far away from him. Where he was, there was tons and tons of sharks. And people knew this. Everyone knew you do not go outside for the danger of the flipping giant sharks. But no, our diver, he didn't care. He bravely jumped into the sea and took a look at everything. And that is when he came up with the idea for underwater breathing apparatus. He came up with that idea thinking, well, what if I invent something that will allow me to breathe underwater longer? And he called it the breathing apparatus. Then he left his life at the sea and started inventing the thing that will allow him to go diving into the sea like we can now. Another 3 years to make this apparatus, but he made it. He did it. Then, after that, he decided, that was when he found that he was just so good at this, he could catch anything. So he left his life as a sailor and then he became a fisherman. He was 30 years old at this time, and back in those days, that was old. That was very, very old. He was close to retirement. He was that old. But he continued. And then the day came that he found a gigantic, and I mean a gigantic fish. He's never seen anything like this before. He's seen whales, he's seen sharks, he's seen just about everything in the world. But this thing he's never seen. It was a prehistoric shark. And he was like, what in the living God's memory is that monstrosity? His crew was petrified. They told him, it's not of this world. It's from another world. Get away. Leave it alone. This is the diver we're talking about. He could not leave it alone. He could not think about anything else but to catch it. That's the only thing that was on his mind. I must have that creature. So he chased it and he chased it around and around. He spent hours down there trying to catch this elusive creature, but he never could get it. Until a day, someone came to him in a dream and said to him, that creature you were trying to catch was a megalodon, a prehistoric shark. And the diver said, I wish that I could catch that megalodon. He didn't know how to say it. So then he turned to his crew and said to them all, That prehistoric creature we found was called a megalodon. And we are going to spend all day or even the rest of our lives trying to catch it. His crew loved it. They immediately said yes, as impressed as the diver himself, seeing something that magnificent. So one day when they pulled up their new catch, they caught a mermaid. And the mermaid, oh, she was not happy. She was not happy at all. Any wish that you want, do not release me and I will curse you. And of course his crewmates told him, do as she says. Do not anger her. So he says, so the diver turns to the mermaid and asks her, what's in it for me if I do let you go? Said, my one true wish is to catch that megalodon. I want that megalodon. And she said, are you sure you want to catch that giant shark? If you catch it, it could turn out to be a disaster for you. But the diver wasn't listening. He was just so dead set on catching that creature, he didn't listen to what she was saying. For us, here, right now, what she said was, if you dare to try and catch that creature, I will curse you and send you to a place that you will never, ever escape from. But the diver did not listen. So he continued to say, I want to catch that creature. And his crewmates were screaming, listen to what she's saying. No. After that, after he said it for the last time, the mermaid turned to him and said, fine, you shall have your wish. You shall be trapped in the past. You want to catch a megalodon? You can catch as many as you want back in the ancient past. And the diver still was not listening to her. And he said, to his crew's dismay, he said, I want my crew too. I want them to join me in catching this thing. They want to catch it as much as I do. And his crew turned to the mermaid, letting her go, and said, do not take us with you, please. Take the captain, only the captain. We wish to stay here. So the mermaid turns to him and says, as you wish, your wish is granted. You shall stay here in the world, but your captain shall be trapped forever, never aging and never dying, never able to die. So, the moment she said that, the captain was dropped from the sky and sent here to Ark Survival. And that is when I, the Ice Dragon King, come into this story. I tell him that you have just made a huge mistake. He has to protect the creatures of this land. of Ark Survival. He was sent here, not to this particular island, not the Ragnarok, no. He was transported to the island map. And I'm sure most of you remember the island map. That first map you found, he was placed right there. He was given a little tiny boat and told, you have one task: to protect and capture all of the creatures here. Everything from the Liopleurodon all the way down to the League Sickness. You capture every single one of these, and he will be set free. He will find himself back in the mainland, back on the mainland again, sent back to his ship, sent back into to the past, sent back to where he was once cast aside, cast off. And his mutineer and his friends, you must be wondering, what happened to his friends? Well. That's a story for another time. That is another story for another time. Right now, it's his story. The deep sea diver. So, as I said, tomorrow, you will be able to see how he reacted to being placed here. And this is what he looks like now. For all those years since he was placed here, he's had nobody. Nobody in his tribe, nobody in his clan, nothing. He's lived here for many, many years. Until today. Until today, he's never captured every dino in the sea. He has to capture every dino in the sea. Every last one of them. He found himself quite depressed and quite upset that he could not capture them all. He tried to catch them all, but he could not. He struggled to do that. But hopefully one day, maybe one day, maybe soon, one day soon, he will find a way to get off this island once and for all. But until that day, he must capture every single one. That's dark. Every one of those legendary creatures has gone dark. It's gone exceptionally dark, hasn't it? Surprisingly. It's surprisingly dark, surprisingly quick. I bet yes, there's some lights. think that this is it, or his story's done? No, not even close, my dragons. Not even close. His first few years here on the Ark have been an interesting one. Very interesting. He started off looking in the sea, looking on the land, seeing all these creatures, wondering what is going on, how did he get here? But the mermaid came back again and told him that because you decided to try and capture this magnificent beast, he must complete some challenges until the day he can defeat the creature that sent him here many moons ago. He will not be able to go back to his home. That creature was an underwater monster that just came out, actually. Yes. With the brand new thing that just come out, the brand new DLC that just come out, he must defeat the creature in there. He must defeat that creature for him to order to leave this dreaded place. With your help, my dragons, he will be able to do this. But for him to be able to survive and leave this place, you, my dragons, must help him. He can't do it alone. He must have 3 adventurers with him. He needs 3 people to help him out. He had 3 best friends on that ship. One-Eye Bob, Alonzo Stonefist, and the third and final person who he absolutely loved above all others, Miranda the carer. If we can get those 3 people, if we can get 3 people, a woman and 2 blokes who are willing to do that, to be those characters. Their backstories are unknown, so you can make up as whatever you want. We have 3 slots available in this tribe to help the deep sea diver on YouTube, to help him escape this horrible place. And I guarantee you, if you also have a channel on here, going off topic a bit, you will be credited for helping out. You'll get a shout out, and you can join the Deep Sea Diver fan club. or the Ice Dragon King fan club that I'm trying to set up. So, if you want to be a part of this, and on top of that, then if I can get a few more people to subscribe as well, I guarantee you, get a few more people to subscribe, I will start doing merchandise. That is a guarantee. If I can get a few more people to, we can try and hit 200 subscribers by this time next year. I guarantee you I will look into making merchandise for you all. I know it's a bold promise, but if we can get up to 200 or even further from that, let's see about making some merchandise for you all. So, with that said, self-plug to get subscribers done and dusted. Let's get back into the story. So, Deep Sea Diver, as he's known as now, he wasn't always called the Diver, Deep Sea Diver. No, he was not always called that. His actual name was, well, in fact, no, I'm not going to tell you his name yet. We can get 100 likes on this video, I will tell you his name, his actual name. I can see someone already put one like. So, let's see about doing this then. Let's see about getting that dragon god. Is that it? Yeah, it's you. I thought so. Hello.
Hi.
Pleasure to cool, so boys, sorry about this. Anyway, welcome. So now what? Let's get back into the story again. So, when the deep sea diver heard about this, or the diver, as he actually decided that I don't want to be called such a name anymore. I'm going to rename myself the Deep Sea Diver. So, after that, after he decided that, this is what happened. The bosses of the world, of Ark Survival, came to him and said to him, "You've named yourself Deep Sea Diver. So, he's never seen anything now this he's definitely never seen before. A giant dragon. A giant mythical dragon. He was not one to believe in such fantasies and nonsense as that. He's not a believer of that sort of thing. Far from it. He only believed in stuff you can see or touch. So seeing a dragon right in front of him, a dragon, the overseer, a giant monkey, a manticore, and the last but not least, a big ass spider staring at him and talking to him. You can probably guess he was petrified. He was scared that they'd all get out. No. He did not let that stop him one little bit. He thought he was dreaming, thought it was just an imagination. But then again, he wasn't so scared when he saw the mermaid. So, with that, he said to it, "Who are you and what are you doing here on this weird island?" And they told him they are the bosses of this land. They were there to test him of how good he was as a survivalist. I'm so sorry. Yeah! I'm so sorry. I'll be right back. Yeah! Okay, sorry about that, my dragons. as I was saying, when he took a look at them for the very first time, he was petrified. So he ran as fast as he could. But no matter what he did, no matter where he ran to, they kept popping back up, trying to tell him what's going on. But no, he would not listen. He was just in so much shock and he was petrified. Seeing a spider, the one thing he cannot stand. He really cannot stand spiders. He's petrified of spiders. It's the one thing that scares him more than anything in this world. Is a spider. So he actually ran to this cave. Oh, not this particular cave, sorry. He ran to a cave but found himself. He found a hole, a giant hole. He thought, this is going to be perfect, I will hide in here. So he thought he was safe. Next thing he knows, the gigantic dragon comes out of nowhere, picks him up with his talons and flies him back out. And he's saying, you cannot run away from us. You are not strong enough. One day you may be strong enough to defeat us. Right now you are not. But he still would not listen. He still wanted to get away. He was even more scared than ever. This giant dragon had him in his claws, so he said, please, please don't eat me, dragon. I don't want to die. But little did he know, the dragon wasn't going to eat him. He was warning him about everything that will happen here on the Ark. But Diver being Diver, he wouldn't listen. So, after that, he decided to toss him away and sent him back to the Manticore. And the Manticore tried to tell him what would happen. But once again, the Diver being the Diver ignored him and was screaming and screaming, get rid of the spider, get rid of the spider. He had arachnophobia. He could not listen or even do anything in front of a spider except scream and run away. So they sent the Brood Mother away. They sent her away. And that is when they avenged and finally told him what was going to happen. I'm so sorry, I will be right back. I need the toilet. Wait a minute. You gotta go, you gotta go. And I am back, my dragons. I am back, and we are going to continue on. So, I finally got the chance to hear what they wanted to say. So, when they finally got the chance to tell him what was going on, this is what they told him. They told him that if you are to escape this island, you must defeat every last one of us. You have to defeat one by one. 3 times. You have to be defeated 3 times. Once as a normal, then a beta stage, and then an alpha. They did not tell him that you have to face 2 at once with the dragon and the Manticore. They never said anything about that. So, it took him a few years, but he finally got what he needed to face the dragon. So he challenged him to his hardest mode. He thought he would attempt to defeat the hardest dragon on the hardest one. He'll work his way down from the top to the bottom. He'll defeat the hardest one first, then it'll be easy, he thought. Little did he know, he went to the obelisk and screamed his name, "Dragon! I challenge you, Alpha Dragon!" That was a mistake. The moment he came, the dragon appeared to him and said, "You challenge my Alpha form?" He went, "Yes, I challenge the Alpha." He was big, but then he grew 10 times the normal size. You would see. He almost got defeated, did the diver, but he won. And he continued on with every last one of them until we got to the brood mother. And the brood mother went to him and said, "I am your biggest enemy. I am the one you are most afraid of. How will you defeat me when you can't even look at me?" He said nothing. Absolutely nothing to that. Except he actually told her that, "I'm no longer scared of you. I will defeat you, and I will take back my home. I will return home with your defeat." But he could not. He struggled for many, many years. He tried to defeat her on her Alpha stage. He lost every single time. So then he decided that, "I cannot defeat her in her Alpha stage. It's impossible." So he decides that he will make it that he will defeat her one of these days. So he turned to his experts. He turned to He only defeated them all, but he did not use the tech suits. He did not believe in it. He didn't like it, so he decided not to use it. But then he decided that it was time to use the tech. It was time to use what, as he thought, the gods gave him. So he rolled up his sleeves and used the tech, and he finally defeated that monstrosity. The one thing he was scared of. Then, a cruel twist of fate. A very cruel twist of fate befalled him. They said to him, "Congratulations, you defeated us. But you're missing one other. You must defeat the Overseer in the volcano." And he said, "I did what you said. I must defeat yous, all three of you." At this point he forgot there was more than three of them. But he was so angry he didn't care. So he turned again. He actually said to her, "I beat you fair and square. I want my reward. I want to leave this place." And he said, "Oh yes, you will be leaving. No doubt about that." To another island. You'll be leaving for another island is where you'll be leaving. At this point, he was even more angrier than he was before. Knowing that he finally, after 50 years of being on that godforsaken island, he was finally going to get off. He was finally going to leave that place. But no. They would not allow him to do that. So he turned to that new creature and to the boss of the place, the big boss, and said to him, "This is not fair. I defeated your minions. Now you're telling me I have to do this? I have to defeat you?" And he went, "You are not ready. So I'm sending you to another island called Ragnarok." And he said, "Do not send me to another..." Well, I'm not going to say what he said there, because YouTube will be very angry. Effing island, I want off this one. I want to go home. I did everything you said. But no, they wouldn't have it. And this is how it ended up here. And this is how King Diver has made his way to Ragnarok and has been here since He's never left this island. He actually lived on the island for quite a few years. He hated the place. Absolutely hated it. He could not stand it in there. So he decided that he's going to make do with what he's got. He'll make do with what he's got right now. So, as he is now, this is how. And so that is how the deep sea diver found his way here to Ragnarok. This is how he found his way to Ragnarok and captured a lot of creatures as well. I hope you enjoyed this guide. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you have, please do YouTube stuff. And I think we all know what that means. Like, comment, subscribe. But I would really like it if you could do this. Join me on this server. Once again, as I said earlier on in the video, the name of this server is Fibercraft 100X. I'll say that again. Fibercraft 100X on Ragnarok. This is my shop. Well, the start of my shop. So, if you want to come on and get one free dino as soon as you join, there will be certain ones we cannot give away for free. But to give you an idea, this is my location. Pause the video after this if you want to see it again. It's in Jungle 2 and it's that little cave. I'll be on every day building it, sorting it, and if you want to join us and pick one of the free characters to be on this stream, please let me know. I'm on PS4, so my PSN name is, this is all one word, King Shaun, and Shaun spelled S-H-A-U-N, 1987. Send me a message on my PSN. Just say you want to join me. So, I have been the storyteller today. We've been telling you the story of the deep sea diver. Tomorrow, we shall continue with the story, but it'll be more interactive. The diver himself will be joining us. Isn't that right, Diver?
Aye, mate, that is true. I'll be joining you tomorrow. So I can give you a few tips of what I've been up to these past 150 years or something like that. I lost count of how long I've been here. So, if you liked it, and you love it, and you love me, the deep sea diver, please, do what the dragon said. Give him a like, give him a follow, give him a kick up the arse as well if you like. And I'll see you again soon. So, Diver's out. Until tomorrow, my beautiful friends. And always remember, the diver always gets his catch.
And also, don't forget, the Dragon King always loved you. Goodbye. Good luck.
I'll see you tomorrow.